Hi, good evening. It's Wednesday night again and we are back home. Yep, so this week's Facebook Live will be conducted at home. Yeah, every time it's like conducted at home, right, then I will have this stress because we are using the house internet, right? Okay, because we have all these systems with the slides and everything that we have to share. So I just need to ensure that it is really going live now. There's no interruption. So if there's anyone watching us now, okay, do let us know. Okay, anyone there? Okay, anyone there? Okay, watching. So far I'm not sure there's any response here. Okay, I can't see it. Okay, on my iPad over here. Okay, there's no response, no comment whatsoever. Okay, so if you're watching now, do let us know whether if the line is stable. Yeah, because we have a lot of issues with the internet line now. Okay, so I really suspect that it's because of the system that we are using, but again, yeah, we are not sure. Right, in order for me to share the slides and everything, right, okay, we have to use this system. Not have to lah, but I enjoy the system. Hi Chang Feng. Okay, at least I saw one comment that, oh my god, I was like, oh, what happened? Okay, hi Summon Zaidi, all the lawyer friends, all of you, thank you so much for tuning in. All right, good afternoon from Egypt. Okay, Sanjay Bella, all right, you're watching from Egypt. Thank you for joining here. Okay, so yeah, Linda Chong, hi. Okay, so thank you so much for all your comments. At least I know that it is really going live, that you guys can really hear me. All right, that's very good. Sound loud and clear. Thank you, Chang Feng. So tonight's session is actually the continuous of 2 weeks ago. Period 9, are you ready? Right, because last week we were away, so we were in Mount Kinabalu site, okay? So that's why last week we actually ended up with a Q&A. Alright, so this week itself we are going to continue back on period 9 because 2 weeks ago we talked about what period 9 is, how is it going to affect the energy, okay, that will be in a way affecting the upcoming 20 years. I also talk about like this year itself to my own personal understanding that the star 9 itself has fully taken its power. Okay, so from this year onwards, right, I can in a way safely say that if you move into a new house or a new home or a new development, you can consider plotting out, okay, your house chart using a period 9 chart. All right, so every practitioner is different. All of them have their different opinion, but if you ask me, this year new development, I would consider using the period 9 chart already, ever since the Grand Central Portal. And the 2 weeks ago, we talked about this. All right, hi Romex. Okay, hello. Yeah, Romex just brought us the other day after a consult. He just brought it to a very, very nice seafood bak kut teh in Klang. Okay, so really grateful for that. Okay, Romex. All right. So hi Jacqueline from Canada. Okay, thanks for staying, in a way, staying put here with me, because it's like a lot of all these names are very familiar names, even Jacqueline. Okay, right. I remember your names. Thank you so much, because it's like all of you are the ones who has been loyally following, okay, all the sessions. So I really appreciate it. If you can, do help me to share this session out, okay, on your Facebook so that it can actually reach out to more people. All right. Hi YP Chai. Hi Sok Yi. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And of course, today's session itself is all about period 9, the second edition of it, where I'll be talking to you as in like what sort of industries, okay, are we expecting to prosper? What sort of energy? Okay, previous 2 weeks itself, we talked about how the fire energy is going to impact, okay, on Earth, okay, on the society, on the world itself. So in this particular part itself, we're going to talk about what sort of industries will be also, in a way, highly affected by this changing of the era, okay, this transition into a new era, into this new norm, okay. So in the upcoming 10 to 20 years, okay, what are the obvious things that we will be seeing, okay, changing rapidly in terms of the industry? All right, so Stephanie Lai, hello, okay, thank you for tuning in here. And then Ayaka West, okay, I assume you're still based in Dubai. All right, so thank you for tuning in again. So now, okay, please do help me to share this session out so that it can actually reach out to more people, so that more people can actually have discussions, ask questions, okay, or relate to this particular sharing session. All right, so now let me bring out the slides. All right, so today's session itself, I'm going to, in a way, recap. That's my bottled water. Sorry. Okay, all right, so today itself, right, I'm going to actually share with you about like period 9 itself, okay, as in like recap in a Li Gua, remember, okay, I've mentioned that period 9 is all about Li Gua, it's fire energy, and fire is actually getting more intense. In fact, this year onwards, okay, I will say that, okay, the star 9 itself has in a way heightened in terms of its energy, okay, so it's already taken place. And we talk about, okay, how the Li diagram, you see the void in between. So the void in between here means that the aggressive energy, the energy of separations, okay, because now the upper becomes solid, the lower becomes solid, the middle becomes yin, okay, it becomes void, empty, and also it becomes, I would say, you can put it at risky. So overall, if you talk about like, you know, financial status, if you talk about like different tiers of like income group of people, we already talked about period 9 itself, it will mostly affect, okay, the middle income group of people. And this one we have re-emphasized again and again. Alright, so today itself, we are trying to share as in what industries is going to be impacted, what sort of a work pattern is going to be affected. Okay, so let's say for instance, if you're planning for the future, for the upcoming 20 years, you have kids, okay, who are planning for their future as well, maybe of this changing of trend when it comes to the industrial changes and all that, it can gives you an insight into like probably what are the things that you would want your children to in a way pursue on in terms of career or job scope, okay, because I remember very well that when I was talking to my younger twin, okay, about his career and also the subject that he will be taking on, right, I remember one of the things that he highlighted to me was he Googled for the most, I would say, sought after job. You know, when I asked him about his ambition, what he wanted to be, okay, in the future, what sort of like, you know, courses he wanted to take, all right, at the time I remember, he feedback to me, he actually Googled for the most sought after job, which I actually in a way did tell him, okay, I don't believe in like in a way for it to work that way, because if you're able to Google it now, okay, whatever jobs that is higher in demand that is happening now, the chances is in 20 years time it might not be the highest paying job or a job that is in demand, okay, just like many moons ago when I was still in my secondary school, I know a lot of people, okay, seriously, if you are my time, you will know. Either you becomes like you have like this ambition to be like a lawyer, a doctor, or mainly accountants, okay? Almost out of like probably 7 out of 10 accountants, okay? All right, but the thing is, at that moment when that demand of the job is the highest and then you go into it without really understanding the future, the chances is by the time you in a way invested your time and energy and effort into it, right, and you come out to the society, that particular job itself can be a dwindling job, okay, means eventually itself, right, okay, the demand might no longer be there. So therefore it is also important for us now to look at what period 9 is mainly going to be about. Hi Eric Go, this one must say hi lah, okay? Hi Eric, Jessie Fu, okay? Hi Ice, okay? Time to plan for Singapore. I know, right? But I have like so many things in my mind. I know, because there are so many things here, okay, happening at the same time as well. I know Singapore is still in my list, okay, but I'm not sure when yet, okay. Hi, okay, Mr. Lim, serious bright there. Hi neighbor. Yeah, I miss you guys very much. Okay, let's now talk about period 9 first, okay. So what are the industries overall, okay, that is affected by period 9 and why period 9 is so important? Today, I want to also emphasize that, okay, why I keep on saying that this is a transition of your lifetime. Alright, this is important because the upcoming 20 years, especially if you are young like Eric and Ice, okay, you know that the future is yours. The upcoming 20 years is your playground. And why is it so important for us to actually pay attention to it? It's because this period itself is not the same as the previous periods, okay. We have gone through period 7, we have gone through period 8, some of us have gone through period 6 even, okay. But every 20 years, there's a change, no doubt, okay. And of course, every time when the change comes, there's a big hoo-ha to it, there's opportunities, no doubt. But the thing is, when it changed to period 9, it is so crucial, it is so important, it is so impactful that it is not only a change, okay, because whatever that we are transitioning now, okay, into is also an opportunity for us to like, you know, rocket ourselves high up, into the top of our game. So everything is, expedite. So now one of the ways to see it is you can see of the early heaven Bagua and the later heaven Bagua. Okay, so if you see that now period 9, we are actually focusing on the south, Li Gua, where's the palace of the fire are supposed to reside. Right? And the early heaven Bagua of this fire element, star 9 or Li Gua, okay, is actually the Qian palace. That's heaven. Alright? So Qian Gua over here is heaven. So you see the relationship between period 9 is directly related to the heaven, or the Qian Gua, or the sun, okay? So it really depends on whatever aspect that you're looking into. Qian Gua is all about power, status, authority, the highest in the hierarchy, okay? So only in period 9 or the Li Gua, I would say palace itself of later heaven, okay, has a direct connection to boost us up to the highest level of our game. The game is to put us into the state of the emperor, Qian Gua, okay, the highest, the best of the best in the industries, okay, that is the Qian Gua related. Now, for some people who are talking about religious sort of thing, okay, the Li Gua or the star 9, okay, or this particular period 9 here, also in a way opens up the portal towards heaven. Now, if you talk about religion, now Feng Shui is not supposed to be religion, so somehow they say it's between heaven and hell, how to ascend yourself, how to go to heaven, how to meditate or do good deeds so that you can eventually get to heaven. So period 9 is exactly the period where that portal to heaven or Qian Gua opens up. Now, if you're not into religion, if you are into spirituality, okay, so the Qian Gua over here also relates to the sun, the star of our solar system, okay. So therefore, if you talk about highest ascension, okay, how to in a way elevate ourselves out, okay, in a way to be that distilled spirit, to be the, the most essence form of our soul, okay, it's also in period 9. So therefore, you see, between the Li, okay, or the star 9 and also the early heaven itself, the correlations between these two palaces opens up the portal, okay, that enables us, okay, to reach this sort of manifestations, okay, or this sort of goal, okay, in the shortest time possible. That's why you will see that on this year itself, okay, you will see the opening of the Grand Centurion portal that I've been talking about since the end of year 2020. Okay, I've been talking about it since the Great Conjunction that actually took place in end of 2020. So now here is, of course, in period 9, a lot of people has been asking, so how is it going to impact, okay, the word itself? Of course, there are different things. So here I listed out, okay, 8 different industries or 8 different aspects, okay, in the society itself that will be highly affected, okay, by the changing or transitions of this energy into period 9. All right, so yeah, farming, invest in good land, okay. All right, so hi Karen Chia. All right, so I remember Karen, you're also actively on my Telegram. Thank you for that. In case those of you who have not joined me on my Telegram, do look out, okay, for my link to join my Telegram channel, okay, because if you're really interested to have some informations or details or knowledge into a different aspect, okay, of Chinese metaphysics, be it Feng Shui, spiritual stuff, case studies and all that, Telegram will be the thing, especially when I'm on the move. So if you catch me traveling, right, pay attention to Telegram, because that's when, if I see anything, okay, if I see certain mountains, I see certain formations, that's when I'm going to share with you. And all that are through Telegram, because we can go into the group discussions. People can comment. I can read your comment. I can actually, in a way, have feedback. Where else here, right, everything is moving too fast. Sometimes, most of the time, in fact, I miss your comments. Okay, so now in period 9 itself, these are the examples of things that we'll be going through. Later, I will go through it one by one, okay, in details. All right, so these are another 4 of them. Okay, so these are all the things that we are expecting to see has a tremendous change in period 9. All right, so now that if we know this beforehand and we understand what is it all about, then we can prepare ourselves, okay, either in terms of career preparations, either in terms of entrepreneurships, okay, things for you to invest on, etc. Okay, these are the things. It can be shares of certain companies, so that you now know that what are the things that you would actually, in a way, pay attention to. Okay, Ayaka, so you're following my Telegram. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will do my best to share, okay, because Telegram, one thing good is I can be on the move. It's just like I'm WhatsApping all of you, live. I see something, I can just voice message and answer if I'm traveling, okay? Whatever questions that you ask, right? I don't have to type, not like Facebook. I can just press the voice message, I can answer, okay, with my voice. So therefore, really, if you have not joined my Telegram, please head over to the Telegram channel. Hi, John Vega. So now I'm going to look into this one by one. Now, the first thing that's going to be highly affected by the Li Gua, fire energy. And of course, those of you who know Bazi, you know that fire energy is anything relating to the heart, or it can be anything relating to the eye as well. Okay, so when Li Gua comes about, you know that the chances in the upcoming 20 years, it will be a massive, rapid advancements of technologies, okay, especially when it comes to the eye, okay, any projects, okay, that can actually enable us, like human, to have bionic eyes, okay? For humans to have more 4D images, okay, projected directly into the eyes itself, right? It's more than just contact lenses. Now you already have like probably it's like some implants, eye implants or contact lenses, permanent recorrect, okay, that do corrections to our eyes. But in the future itself, it's like eyes recognition, right? All these things are all the implants into the eyes itself is something that we are actually looking into. Now I know that, okay, right now, these things still feel a bit far, or some of you might be in a way still questioning, they got such thing. I thought I only see this in like, Marvel sort of like movies or in James Bond sort of like movies, okay? But in period 9, this is very high likely possible. So do keep note on this, okay? You love the analysis about Russia and Ukraine too. It means you have followed my Telegram since the very beginning, all right? Yeah, I actually enjoyed that as well. And I remember when I did that, I was in confinement due to COVID. That's why I have nothing to do at home. I do more sharings, okay? But I will really pledge myself to do more of those, especially now that the borders is open, there will be more traveling. So whenever I travel to, I will share with all of you more, okay, of the things that I discover or rediscover, okay, in the Telegram channel, which is exclusivity to Telegram channel only. It means that you won't find it on my Facebook. All right, so here, this is one thing that we want to look into. So you can start in a way researching or reading or like Googling about like companies, okay, that are constantly into any scientific sort of like projects that are constantly into creating what we so-called the bionic eyes. Whoever that's pressing the emojis here, again, love you guys so much, okay? All right, thank you. Because when I see the emojis coming, right, it hype up my energy, okay? All right, so the second thing is, of course, eye technologies that is relating to implant. Now, just now, that one is 4D images, okay? Now it's all about implant. LASIK, we already have it. Eye corrections towards sharper visions. And when I talk about sharper visions here, it's not only the normal eye corrections, okay? We are talking about like having, okay, the eyes itself that are almost like probably even a night vision that enables us to see, okay, right, those things that a normal human being, okay, actually like cannot, okay, see in the normal way. So this is whatever that we talk about this particular eye technologies, okay, and this is on the lookout, okay. So if period 9, according to the history of Chinese metaphysics of Li Gua, if everything all these thousands of years has been working well, in the upcoming 20 years, this will be one of the things that you will see more and more common. All right, I love your emojis. Who is that? Who is pressing the emoji, huh? All right, I love it. Thank you so much, all right? And then the next thing is, of course, food industries. All right, now we are actually entering into an era where a lot of technologies will be put into the effort of creating the food industries, okay? Food industries that with a technology sector is not old, old-time farming, In fact, old-time farmings are out. If you have any friends, okay, who are doing like farming and all that, I'm not sure if I remember correctly, if I'm not mistaken, Saman Zaidi, are you from Cameron Highlands, okay? I'm not sure that, okay? I just remembered probably there are some comments, okay, that you mentioned that you're from Cameron and all that. Now, if you see that this old time, okay, the old school ways of like farming, okay, that is in a way that is like horizontal. You need a big piece of land in order for you to traditionally farm your products, right? Now, that is really going out, okay, because whatever, you're from KL, so probably it's not you, it's someone else, okay, sorry, okay, because I remember someone actually like commented to me as I know they are from Cameron, but I've forgotten what's the name, right? So the thing is like food industries here, okay, now without the hard technologies, that's not real. right? Because the heart is relating to period 9. So anything that is not real without the heart existing, because if you look at the real food, okay, that's with the heart, okay, it means the seed of it. But now we have all this food which is grown in the labs, which is not real, okay, they don't have the heart, the core within it, okay. So that part itself is like anything to do with artificial intelligence, okay, lab meat, okay, all this meat that is created in the lab, okay, growth of food in vertical buildings. It means that these are the things, okay, that you genetically modify them, okay. It's not something that you can actually traditionally grow from seeds. Now, this is something that will, in a way, rapidly happen, okay, in the whole period 9 itself. It means that the future of farming will be all vertical buildings rather than horizontal land. Because you see, horizontal land is so earth, okay? It's open, it's broad, it is big with boundaries. Now, when it comes to, in a way, vertical means fire burns up. It goes up. So that's why you see that now it's like more and more buildings that is building up rather than horizontal. That's why you see more, in a way, like a skyscraper, okay, rather than just like, landed properties, okay. And then, of course, in period 8 and 9, the difference of it is, of course, the vertical farming, genetically modified things, and synthetic meat. So these are the things that the future is into, okay, biotechnologies, okay, all these things is the future. All right, so these are the things. If like, let's say if you have children who are interested in it, if you want to plan someone in the future, okay, to gain interest in it, these are the future, because people will be getting into this as well. All right, so Angel Tan, okay, I hope you have more meditation workshops. Yes, I know. I used to have 2 workshops per month, right? But really, due to my commitment, I do not want to sell the workshops. I know every time I sell it, at least 100 of you will sign up, okay? Right, for the whole past entire year, we have been doing that. But the thing is, because I'm so occupied with my time now, I do not want to simply just throw up any workshops, okay? Just because it's like full moon and new moon. But I definitely have 2 coming up, all right? The 2 coming up is for the eclipse. They are more powerful. So I can only afford to do it during very, very special full moon or new moon. All right, thanks, Angel. Thank you for that as well. Okay, fish farming in the shop using AI. Yeah, anything that's AI related. Okay, so everything that's AI related, that will be the future. It means that if you're using it the old school and traditional way, the chances it will be wiped out. All right, so now the next thing is also here, you will see that lab grown meat, okay, all this will be now you have heard about it. In fact, if you are aware of the news, okay, they are already, especially in Singapore, in Malaysia also, right? We have lab-grown meat, okay? In Singapore, I think it's even more common, right? And then I've not personally tasted it, but I've heard people say that it actually tasted like meat lah, all right? But the thing is, in the future, upcoming 20 years, you don't need 20 years for this, because by 10 years, it will go up to its peak, okay? Because if you go up to the end of 20 years, the things is already very common, okay? Right, just now, just like 20 years ago, social media and all that, right, okay? It's something very new. No one has really heard about it before in year 2004. Okay, no one really plays with like Facebook yet. All right, I was considered late, but I only entered Facebook in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so in 2004, when we entered period 8, okay, we know that this like nearing to period 9, all these social media things, these technology things are slowly picking up, okay? But if you wait until the end of period 8, it will be too late, because it's very common. Everyone are aware of it already. So why you want to use metaphysics is because you want to be the first person, the pioneer, okay, to get into it before everyone else. All right, so this will be, again, cultured meat will soon be a common sight across the globe. All right, doesn't mean that there are no more livestock and all that. There are still, but again, this will become more common, okay, in the market. And of course, the future of GMO food, okay, the future of all genetically modified. I was in a way talking to I think my daughter, okay, or my auntie today itself, right, okay, that nowadays it's like people are afraid of eating vegetables or whatever that has a lot of pesticides, okay, so they choose to actually goes for they go for organic, okay, plants or organic vegetables and all that. And nowadays, you can see there are more and more organic stuff out there. But the thing is, in the future, we also need to also understand, what I foresee here is how much of those organics are really organics. Yeah, they say organics is because it's free of pesticide. But remember, we are also living in an era with genetically modified food. And genetically modified means, right, the DNA of this food itself can be modified right? Until that it is not afraid of climate changes. It is not even afraid eventually as in how much water are you getting, okay? It is not so afraid whether how much sun, no sun, too much sun or whatever that you're getting. Even totally no sun, genetically modified, they can survive and they can grow. Now imagine if they can do this, can they also modify the seeds of the plants itself, okay, to be in a way, like, not to say inclusive of pesticide, but will be in a way pest-free. Okay, they can do it because everything has been in a way incorporated into the seed itself. Okay, so that it can grow. You have like fruits that tasted even sweeter than sugar because it is all GMO. It's like all like no vegetables and all that. It can grow so nice, so beautiful without a single like a wormhole example or pest holes into it. Okay, so all these things is also part of GMO. So these are the things that we need to be aware of. And then Hui Wan is asking, isn't that cancer causing, okay, synthetic meat? Now, honestly, a lot of things that we are actually taking now, okay, not only synthetic meat, it can be in a way real meat but processed. All your canned food, okay, all your hot dogs, yummy hot dogs, the nuggets that we're eating and all that, okay, or we've been feeding our child with it, all these are cancer causing, okay, because all these particular food itself, is it carcinogens? I'm not sure whether that's the name for it, okay, right, is it? Yeah, okay, so it contains that and it is cancer causing, but those are real meat, but it has been processed. So as long as we are eating processed food, it is cancer causing. All right, so yeah, these are the things, okay, of the future. And of course, the fourth part of this, okay, in period 9s are all implants, okay, top, bottom implants. Every part of the body, slowly you will see the technology of implants, medical implants, okay, right? Data shows demands of butt implants saw during the pandemics. Now, it's not even medical, okay, aesthetical part of it also. That's why you see more and more people now, okay, they go on what? Medical tourism. You know, they have like tourism that cater on medical aspect for well-being purposes, okay, right? Not the type that I'm doing. My one is that you have to work on it, you have to meditate. This one is you just go there and relax and enjoy, and probably some people do some procedure on you and you transform yourself and you look totally like a different person. Example, if you go to Korea or sometimes you go to Thailand, okay, all right, that happens and nothing is wrong with that. In fact, that will get even trendier and trendier, period 9. Right? Because period 9 is all about enhancement, right? Enhancing something, adding light, adding that limelight onto something. If you feel that the butt is not big enough, implants, okay, right? All these breast augmentations, okay, eyes, okay, hair implants, everything can be implants, okay. So the future of implants is the latest medical technology. In fact, okay, slowly you will see even hearing aids, okay, traveling for all these treatments itself, and eventually even organs, all right. You will see that in period 9 itself, okay, right, organs implants, they will come up with really more and more, okay, successfully developing artificial organs like the heart, okay, the kidneys, okay, right, all this, okay, will be artificially implanted into the body, right? So yeah, somehow we will become half bionic, half human, okay, but period 9 is only the starting of it, okay, so it's like over period 9 itself, you will see that we are living in a totally different world, okay, like less and less humanity, I would see. That's why now that we are going to it again, we are seeing less and less humanity, because it's like human are not human anymore, okay, it's like human are not 100% human anymore, okay, that's exactly where we are heading to. And of course, right, the fifth point of it is like flexible and non-fixed working hours. That's fire, because fire itself is like, you know, it's unpredictable when it burns, okay. Sometimes it's like even the sun itself, you know, that's why you have solar flares, okay, and all the things, okay. Sometimes it's like really burning, okay, stronger, and sometimes the flare is not so much, okay. So it's always very unpredictable. So therefore, 9 to 5 job will slowly in a way be redundant. More and more people, especially the youngsters, right, they are unwilling to be tied down, okay, with a 9 to 5 job anymore, right? And then, okay, they will not have the idea of like job for life. I know it's like my era, okay, of my parents' era, they were thinking is like, oh, you have to study hard, get a job, okay, and this should be like the rest of your life, okay, you stick on to it for the rest of your life, okay, that is the job for life. But now in period 9 itself, no, the youngsters won't talk about the job for life, okay, they talk about what excites them, what makes them happy, the freedom, okay, to do the things the way they want to do it, right? So therefore, you will see now, especially in countries, okay, that are more developed, okay, countries where you have aids from the government, okay, even if you're unemployed, okay, they will actually compensate you, and you will see that starting from countries like this, right, the chances is the youngsters are refusing to work, okay, they are selective with their work, even though a lot of people say that during the pandemic, there's a very high spike of unemployment. But if you look into the data now, it's like, okay, people are finding it difficult to employ because more and more people are not willing to go back to that, to that 9 to 5 fixed hours job, all right? So this is also the future. So the future work is a flexible one, okay? It's not a fixed one. It's more on freelance basis, okay? Right? A person can actually have like a few things to work on at the same time, all right? So it's all about flexibility and also choices. That's number 5, all right? And then number 6 here, period 9, again, number 9 is a karmic root number, okay? So it's all back to the root, karmic number. So that's why I always say this. Number 9 is so magical that you multiply it with any other numbers, okay, and you add up the final result, okay, it will goes back to 9. Example, 2 times 9 is 18, 1 plus 8 is also 9, all right, 9 times 9 is 81, 8 plus 1 is also 9, okay, so if you have like 5 times 9 is 45, okay, so 45, 4 plus 5 is also 9. So therefore, if you try out number 9, you multiply with whatever number, the resulting number, you add on all the digits together and bring it down to a single digit, it always brings you back to number 9. So therefore, okay, in period 9 itself, it means that it brings us back to our roots, okay? Root means what? The root of everything. The how to say, that nano, that atoms, the molecules, the one cell, it's not even a cell, it's okay, the atoms that we start off with, okay, that nanotechnologies that we are talking about, okay, going back to control and manipulate the root of all things, okay, therefore you see that nanotechnologies is something, okay, again, that will be expanding rapidly in period 9. All right, other than that, again, global warming, fire element, all right, so fire element, global warming will be also happening extensively in the upcoming 20 years, all right, continuously to rise and affect ice melting, okay, between the Arctic and the Antarctic, okay, the rise in water level, and this especially towards the end of period 9, because this is a preparations or a preceding to period 1. You see, if you look into the Earth history, the history of Earth itself, right, after how many thousands of years, there will be like a major flood, and that flood is not what you and I are seeing, you know, like the whole world will go into like a totally flooded, okay, sort of like situations. You see it in most of the religions that talk about it, okay, so therefore eventually the cycle or the loop itself, it never ends, it just cycle and loop back the same way, okay, slightly different because the people and the environment that are existing in it is different, but eventually now that we are proceeding back to period 1, okay, so for the upcoming 20 years, you will see that the rapid rise in terms of sea level and also global warming, okay, so climate changes and all that, this will also happen in a way, in a very, I would say, aggressive way lah. All right, so then again, okay, now the last part, okay, of this point is, again, period 9 is also, okay, somehow in this 20 years, I will foresee that the discovery of a planet 9, okay. Now, some of you probably have heard of it, okay, some of you might have not heard about what planet 9 is. You can start Google about it, okay, because the scientists and all that, in fact, okay, has been suspecting that there is a 9th planet. In fact, it's not Pluto. Pluto is not considered part of it anymore, okay, but there is a 9th planet. They know, they can sense it, they can feel, they can, I would say, detect it, but they cannot really see it. All right, so in a way, I have shared this in my talk before, right? For me, I felt and I suspected that the planet 9, okay, where a lot of scientists that in a way that can actually, in a way, measure the transmission, okay, but they cannot see the planet. So eventually when they discover this planet, it could be just a big black hole. Now, that's only my theory, but I can be wrong. But overall, in period 9 itself, there will be affirmations, means that in this upcoming 20 years, okay, the discovery of planet 9 will be very obvious. Okay, the 9th particular planet. And those of you who are into spirituality and all that, this is also the planet, okay, that is in a way, right, I would say, responsible for our transitional of energy, our ascension of energy as well. Okay, that's why I in a way suspect that this could be the great black hole, okay, just like the portals, okay, of the Grand Centurion portals, because somehow it brings us to, like, you know, another universe. Okay, that's how the metaverse is happening. Okay, right? I mean, if you are into spirituality and you believe that, okay, right, our soul exists more than just this lifetime only in this physical body. Okay, somehow there are other places that we eventually will end up being into, and that's when the multiverse theory all comes about. Okay, so that will be again the last point that I would in a way point out, that period 9 again, it will be the discovery of planet 9. Means that ascension level in this 20 years itself, people will become more spiritual because of the discovery of this planet. The black hole becomes more obvious, okay, right? It somehow affects the energy, okay, within us, okay, that frequency within us. We feel the calling. That's why you see more and more people feels the calling into spirituality. They feel the callings into this whatever, like meditations. They feel the emotions. They feel whatever that's going on, okay, around them. Also because the opening of this particular portal, or the portal of the planet 9. All right, so yeah, okay, that summarizes, okay, all, okay, the different points that I want to share with you, right, of the different industries or whatever that will take place. Now remember, this is not only for you to just, oh yeah, wow, I know about it. It's also if you really want to prepare yourself. All right, if you really want to prepare yourself, example, it can be investments, it can be the future of your children, okay, that you want them to, in a way, build their interest, okay, of their future career and all that. Whatever that we have discussed, okay, could be the future. Okay, so there, finish up my slides, okay. And also I want to share with you, okay, now this is something new. I have an upcoming new workshop, okay, for those of you who are interested. This is also due to people who kept on asking if I have a more entry level feng shui, okay, that I just want to use it for myself and also my family members, okay, to maximize the potential, especially for this year, since this year is so crucial, right? I just want to know, did you screenshot, is like the content, okay, right, of this? You didn't prepare the content. Okay, you screenshot the content, let me read out to them. Right, so people who are interested, okay, to actually learn, okay, just the, in a way, the principle of feng shui that works in period 9, okay, that you only want to work on yourself, okay, to see what are the things you can maximize from this potential. And then again, that if you want to actually see what is the secret behind our life gua number, in terms of feng shui, every one of us are given a number, okay, it's different than our parzi, right? What does it mean? What are the secrets behind it, and how can it relate, okay, to our house feng shui? All right, especially in period 9 here. What are the do's and don'ts in period 9? You can actually click on the website, you can go through and you can actually read out what are you expecting in this workshop, okay? And then how to transform. Now this part is the important part. How to transform our current house feng shui energies, means this is qi manipulations. In other words, it's activation. All right, so what are the sectors, okay, for different gua people to activate, okay, on a given date? Because I will be giving you practical personal key activations, means that I will be sharing with you all the activations, the main activations into the remaining months of this year itself, so that you will remember how to identify the sector and do the activations. Now you might not understand exactly what you'll be doing, because this is like I would say, this is what the idiot proof workshop, okay, so you will not understand exactly, okay, how the lawsuit works, okay, or what the hurtu means, okay. You won't exactly understand why that qi manipulations are in a way deployed, okay, but you were just given it to use, okay, that matches to your life gua and also your house. All right, so if you're interested in this, now we are actually selling it at the early bird price. It's 100 ringgit. It's happening on the 8th of May. Right, 8th of May, 2 to 5. This is on a Sunday. All right, 2 to 5 is via Zoom. All right, so if you're interested, do join me of this. Okay, on this. Now, this is actually add-on to cater to many of you who keep on asking, do you have a more like how to say beginner friendly? But I would say that at the end of the day, it's not really beginner friendly. The difference between this workshop and my next week upcoming Period 9 workshop is, Period 9 workshop, you understand down to the roots. Exactly. What is the secret behind the Loshu and the Hertu, okay? How does it work, okay? And how can you make it work for you at the same time for everyone else? Now, this one is you don't care how it works. You just know that Feng Shui works. How what you can do to make it work. Okay, it means that this one you just want the practical tips and activation. That's all. All right. So if you're interested, this will be the workshop for you. So now, question. Okay, any questions here? Yeah, I know today's sessions is like short and sweet because nowadays I have to like really take care of a lot of contents. I have to really take care of my workshop content. I have to take care of my Telegram followers, okay, who are so loyal following me there. I've also take care of my Feng Shui, the Facebook. Okay, that's why. Yeah, okay. All right, any questions here so far? I guess today's sessions is very, very straightforward, okay? All right, I assume, okay. Let's do other face reading. One more. You mean on Telegram? Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, when I do a live sessions, I'm being very ambitious. When I do the live sessions on Telegram, right, there are a lot of hiccups to it, okay? It's not easy for me to share all this, like, live parter chart and also live photos, okay, on Telegram in order for me to share the sessions out. But yeah, why not? If there's a demand for it, okay, so I don't mind doing it, okay. But so far for me, I find that Telegram channel is easiest for me to share something about Feng Shui because I can share videos, I can share photos, okay, and then I can write the explanations, right? Whereas if I do a live channel on Telegram, that might be an issue, okay. All right, so yeah, already answered to that, okay. So what else is there? So, hi, Jessie Sifu. I hope you have more. Yeah, I also answered to that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Meditation workshops, yes, I have upcoming. All right, it's for the eclipse on the 30th of April. And also the next one will be on the 15th of May. All right, but I'm not selling that yet because I have so many things upcoming. Okay, so those of you who are interested in my meditation workshops, do stay tuned because now I can only afford to do it for very, very strong energy occasions. And for this particular coming ones are the eclipse that's happening. All right, so yeah. Do I have? Yes, do it on Telegram. How about Imran Khan? Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll see how, as I mentioned, it's like no face reading on Telegram. It's not easy, especially a live session. So most of the time, I can only share videos, okay, and also photos, and ask you all to interact to it. And then after that, I share my sharings as well. Stephanie, have a question there. See, if the upper floor. Is the upper floor is 1/3 of the ground floor. We take it as it is part of the ground floor chart or plot separate chart for separate. Okay, every floor will have its own individual chart. All right. So if it's the upper floor is only 1/3, they will also in a way be based on that 1/3 floor plan. Okay, so you don't see it as a missing sector. I do not know much about Feng Shui. Can I join this class? Now, this is idiot proof. Okay, this class itself is all about, in a way, right? Of course, understanding Feng Shui, your life gua, okay, what is your life gua? I will teach you to look into your life gua, what are your strengths, weaknesses, okay, what are the things that you have to pay attention and focus on, and then relate it to your house, okay, with a certain life gua, what are the sectors of your house that are better for you, okay, what are the sectors of your house that you have to be, in a way, be more cautious of, example, and then of course, the most important part is all the chi manipulations, means activation, given you the date, the best timing, that's why I say it's idiot proof, okay, I'll give you all the dates and the timing and activate which sector, okay, for how long, using what method to manipulate the chi. All right, so this is like a given, okay, so this one won't need any prior knowledge into it. In fact, this is in a way giving you the knowledge about Feng Shui to understand it so that you can use it and do your activation. All right, so is it good to take this Feng Shui code course? Okay, also even if you are already registered for Period 9. Of course, Period 9 is very intensive, but Period 9, I do not include the dates. So let's say, for instance, if you want the dates, because Period 9, I would go into like the secret codes of like, the Hertu and the Loshu or Pazi, okay, how to actually see the Pazi and maximize our potential, especially in this upcoming Period 9, okay. And then after that, I will look into like Feng Shui. I will look into how to scout for a good, I would say, location in period 9, okay? How to maximize this potential. But I will not, in a way, give you the extensive dates, okay, throughout the year of all these activations. It means that you will learn, okay, to do the activations on your own, all right? So if you want the dates itself, okay, then this particular feng shui code will be for you. Yeah, the activation is for 2022 because this particular year is a crucial year. It's the most important year because this is the beginning of the Grand Centurion portal. As I mentioned to you, as in whatever that you do this year, okay, it will actually, in a way, secures you for the upcoming 12 years, okay, that's upcoming up, okay. Those of you who join my Grand Centurion portal workshops, you understand this, all right? So there are differences to it, okay. So if you want something as a easy, foolproof reference, then it will be this particular feng shui code. But if you want something in detail, okay, so period 9 workshop, even for practitioners, okay, you want to understand things in more detail, in depth, period 9 workshop. All right, so thank you so much, okay, to all of you. All right, and yeah, I will see you again very soon, okay. See, probably not even next week, I'll see weekend, okay. If I have anything that pops up, I might do another Facebook Live. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll see how. But again, okay, do follow me on my Telegram. Okay, so because my Telegram is something that from time to time I'll be sharing also very exclusive information for those of you who followed me in that particular channel. All right, thank you so much, all of you. All right, good night. Bye-bye. Stay safe.